Today is February 5th. This is our Board of Police Commissioners meeting. We don't quite have a quorum yet, so I'm going to begin by asking Commander Chaplain Greg Wilson to give the invocation.
All right.
Thank you.
Good afternoon to all the Board of Commissioners. Let's pray. Father, we first want to say thank you. Before we ask you to do anything, we want to thank you for all that you've done in our lives. Thank you for life, health, and strength. Lord, now we ask that you give these commissioners the wisdom that they need, God. We understand that all authority rests in your hands. Your word tells us that righteousness exalts a nation. So we ask that you now let your wisdom guide every decision made in this room. Grant the commissioners clarity of mind, integrity of heart, and courage of conviction as they handle matters that affect families, neighborhoods, and even future generations. Let them hear not just the loudest voices, but those that are overlooked and forgotten. We give you all the glory, honor, and the praise. We ask you to do this for us in the matchless name of Jesus the Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Chaplain. Next, we're going to go to oral communications and public comment.
Quorum now, Madam Chair.
I'm sorry.
You have a quorum now.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Parliamentarian. We now have a quorum, so I'm going to go to ask the secretary to do the roll call, please.
Commissioner DeWalsh,
Present.
Commissioner Bowman,
Present.
Commissioner Camille,
Present.
Commissioner Ivy is excused, Commissioner Jones,
Present.
Commissioner Morris is excused at this time, Commissioner Watts? Here. Commissioner Williams.
Present.
6 present, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. And now I'd like to ask for approval of the February 5th agenda. Is there a motion?
So moved, Madam Chair.
Support. It's been
Second.
moved by Commissioner Jones and supported by Commissioner Watts. Is there any discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The motion carries. Thank you. And now, could we get an approval of the minutes of January 29th, 2026?
So moved, Madam Chair.
It's been moved by Commissioner Jones.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Williams. Any discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The motion carries. Thank you. We had a closed session, and there are minutes for January 22nd, 2026 regarding Katrina Patillo. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved, Madam Chair.
Second.
It's been moved by Commissioner Jones, seconded by Commissioner Williams. All those, is there any discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. And there was another closed session, and we have minutes for January 29th, 2026 regarding Yahaira Gomez. And is there a motion to approve?
So moved, Madam Chair.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Jones. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Williams. All those in, is there any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Thank you. Now I'd like to ask the Madam Secretary if she could do introductions of the staff, chiefs, chief of police, and elected officials and community leaders.
Madam Chair. Present as of this time, Madam Chair, through the chair, parliamentarian Dr. Francis Jackson, Teresa Blossom, Candace Hayes, Dior Mathis, Armani Arnold, Armicia Joshua, Mary Barber, Drew Freeze. We also have Chief Investigator Warfield. Oh. Supervising Investigator Sloan is also present. Our interpreters today are Dr. Beatty, as well as Angelique Taylor, co-reporter from Hanson Reporting, audiovisual Enrique Jackson, Charles Henry from Media Services. The Chief Michael Parrish is here for Chief of Police Office. Marie Overall, Frida Butler, Ron Thomas, DPOA Vice President. Former Commissioner William Davis is on Zoom. Former Commissioner Ricardo Moore is via Zoom, as well as Nicole Fisher, 4th Precinct Community Relations Committee. Those are all that we have registered at this time, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you, Madam Secretary. Under the BOPC Officers Report, we have a resolution, and I'm going to ask Commissioner Jones if he would read that for us, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is a resolution honoring retired Sergeant William Shine, and this is posthumously. Whereas Officer William Shine joined the Detroit Police Department on July 13th, 1959, and upon graduating...
Commissioner Jones?
Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but we really need, in the mic, please.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. I'll start. This is a resolution honoring retired Sergeant William Shine, and this is posthumously. Whereas Officer William Shine joined the Detroit Police Department on July 13th, 1959, and upon graduating from the Detroit Metropolitan Police Academy, was assigned to the 1st Precinct. During his career, Officer Shine served with distinction in the Precinct Support Unit and the Executive Protection Unit under Mayor Jerome Jerry Kavanaugh. And whereas on August the 20th, 1966, Officer Shine was promoted to the rank of sergeant and was assigned to the Tactical Operations Unit, where he continued to serve with dedication and professionalism until his retirement on September 15, 1981. And whereas Sergeant William Shine's career reflected a steadfast commitment to duty, public safety, and the highest traditions of the Detroit Police Department. Retired Sergeant William Shine honorably served the Detroit Police Department and the citizens of the city of Detroit for more than 22 years. And whereas on February the 4th, 2026, the Family Advocate and Management Liaison for Engagement, FAMLE, received notification of the passing of retired Sergeant William Shine. Therefore, be it resolved that the Detroit Board of Police Commissioners does hereby honor and recognize retired Sergeant William Shine for his 22 years of faithful and honorable service to the Detroit Police Department and the citizens of the city of Detroit. Madam Chair, this concludes the reading of the resolution, and I move that it be approved.
Thank you. A motion has been made by Mr. Jones. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Watts. Any discussion?
No, Carter.
I'm sorry, Carter. Seconded by Commissioner Carter. Any discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. The motion carries. And may the record reflect that Commissioners Carter and Woods have joined us. Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Jones. At this time, we have the Chief of Police report, which will be presented by Deputy Chief Michael Parrish.
Good afternoon, Honorable Board.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
For the Chief of Police's report, we'll begin with crime. For homicides, we are down 9%. For non-fatal shootings, we are down 26%. For robberies, we are down 9%. For total Part 1 violent crimes, we are up 3%. For carjackings, we are down 40%. Turning to high-visibility case closures, charges were brought in 2025 for a double homicide. On March 11, 2025, Detroit police officers were dispatched to a residence in the 8700 block of De Soto Street for a reported dead person observed. Upon arrival, the officers located 2 deceased persons in the basement of the home. On January 27, 2026, defendant Mohammed Murphy was arrested by Ypsilanti Police Department in connection with the homicides and turned over to the Detroit Police Department. The Wayne County Prosecutor's Office charged the defendant with 2 counts of first-degree premeditated murder in connection to both homicides. So great work there. Charges were brought also in a case involving animal cruelty. On January 30th, 2026, Detroit police officers received information regarding a dog believed to be deceased in the 19,000 block of Eureka Street. Upon arrival, the officers observed that the dog was still alive and in need of urgent medical care. The dog was transported to the veterinary hospital for treatment for hypothermia, dehydration, and emaciation. Following an investigation by the Detroit Police Department, the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office charged defendant Darnell Robinson with killing, torturing an animal, and abandonment and cruelty to an animal. Turning to traffic enforcement, from January 25th through the 31st, the Traffic Enforcement Unit conducted operations in the 2nd, 7th, 8th, and 11th precincts. Officers made 430 traffic stops, issuing a total of 948 tickets for moving violations and 117 tickets for speeding. For narcotics enforcement, from January 26th through February 1st, the Narcotics Unit executed several search warrants, making 2 felony arrests and 19 misdemeanor arrests. Officers recovered various amounts of cocaine, marijuana pills, and 61.9 grams of suspected fentanyl. On the community front, there was the Cupid's Bingo with the chief. On Friday, February 13th, 2026, Chief of Police Todd A. Bettison will be hosting Cupid's Bingo with the chief. Chief Bettison invites seniors in the community for fun games of bingo with the chief of police. The bingo will take place at the Detroit Public Safety Headquarters in the Schuyler Room from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock p.m. Senior community members will be able to enjoy free brunch, healthy heart tips, and prizes. Please RSVP by February 12, 2026 with Neighborhood Police Officer Deborah Matthews at 313-500-5037. The department will be hosting a procedural justice and police legitimacy forum on Saturday, March 7th, 2026. Community members are encouraged to voice their concerns and learn the procedures police use to accomplish their duties. This community meeting will be held at the Say Detroit Play Center, 1920 Van Dyke Avenue, Detroit, Michigan, 48234, and this will start at 9 o'clock a.m. And I'll just note that we did have an officer that was involved in a car accident recently, but the member is off work, attending physical therapy, and will be okay. That concludes the chief's report. Madam Chair.
Thank you, DC Parrish. Are there any questions for the report regarding the report?
Yeah,
Commissioner?
The summary that you read, I'm looking, I have a bunch of documents in a folder for Chief's report, and I have, and apologize, but of course I'm new at this, and got a, in my binder here also, I got a number of documents that seem to be the same as what we got emailed to us. I tried, the actual report that you delivered, though, I'm having trouble locating it as far as having a copy in print.
These are notes that I'm reading from. I don't believe that they're shared with the board. They're notes prepared by the Office of the Chief, and they're added, subtracted from, all the way up until the BOPC meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead, Commissioner.
I have a few questions for the chief. Thanks for the report, Chief. And first, I just want to commend AC Hayes, Commander Sims, Captain, was it Eggers? Am I pronouncing? Is it Eggers?
Captain Eggers?
And then from the DDC, and then there was another captain as well, and I wasn't able to write down her name as well.
Captain Carter, Lori Carter?
Captain Carter, yes, absolutely. So they gave several of us a tour of the Detroit Detention Center this week, And I know I personally learned a lot about the DDC and its operations. And as we discussed while we were there, I'm looking forward to some of the improvements that the department is looking at, such as the air conditioning unit, some updates like modernization of the space, as well as broadening the meal options to include some options for vegetarians and vegans for detainees while they're there. So thank you for that, and look forward to hearing updates. Madam Chair, I have a couple other items as well. Thank you.
Sure.
Chief, where can the public get a download of the most recent CompStat reports? Is that available online somewhere?
I don't believe when you say our CompStat reports, are you talking about our crime reports?
I'm not sure if they're the reports that we get that get published on the BOPC website, if that's the same information, or if there's something specific from the CompStat meetings that is made available. Is that the case or no?
So we have CompStat meetings and we have CompStat slides that we use to facilitate the meetings. Those are not posted publicly. Then there are various, I suppose people might call them CompStat reports. There are crime summaries and, crime reports. And I don't know if those are published. They are not, I can say that they are shared with various groups, but I'm not sure if they're actually published online. I could look into that and
Okay.
get back to you, Commissioner.
Thank you so much.
DC, if I could just interject. At the community relations meetings at the 12th precinct, I think we were able to, or they provided us with copies of those kinds of reports. I thought they were called CompStat reports.
I know that the reports are shared. I don't want to confuse the CompStat slides that we use
Okay.
every 2 weeks with CompStat reports, why I'm being a little careful about how the terminology that we're using. I can definitely look into, I know that we have various crime reports that they're not, I'm not sure if that they're publicly available for download, but they're not secret. We do share them such as at community meetings and other events. So I can look into getting clarity on where exactly those
Okay.
reports are located. I do know that open data portals also exist, but I'm not sure. I've never worked in that side of the department. But I can get more information and get back to you.
Okay.
Thank you. Go
Thank
ahead.
you, Chief.
Sir.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So also in our packets, we get a report of members that have separated from the department. And I was just wondering, what happens to a member's badge when they leave the department? Does that badge ever get recycled? And if so, how long is it left dormant before it gets recycled?
Well, it definitely gets recycled. How long it's left dormant depends on hiring. Some people will request a specific badge number. Others just will take the first one that's up. How often they're exactly dormant before they're recycled, again, depends on a lot of factors. So I don't have a good answer for you on that.
That's fine, thank
Yeah.
you. Is it possible to get badges added to that report? Pension numbers are there right now. I don't know why we need the pension numbers.
Well,
But
the
I think the
pension
badge
number-
numbers are probably a little more relevant to us.
I suppose badge numbers could be, although I would caution the board, your pension number is your unique identifier, not your badge number. My badge number that I had when I was a police officer is being worn on somebody else's chest as we speak. Same with my sergeant badge number and lieutenant badge number. So the unique identifier, the number that stays with you from beginning to end, is your pension number. So that's actually the preferred number internally. I can check with HR about adding a badge number, but just know that those could be subject to change with enough time.
Understood. Through the chair, I also noticed on the administrative messages that there are 2 training opportunities coming up for department members. So there's a 4-hour resiliency mind-body connection course for law enforcement, and then there's an 8-hour mental health first aid training course. Is there any way that as commissioners, we may be able to observe part of those courses or even participate in those to understand better, what officers are getting as far as training on maintaining their composure in stressful situations and also addressing mental health crisis?
I don't see any reason why a commissioner or two or, the entire body would not be allowed to audit the course. So if you give me the names of the individuals that are interested in attending, I can let Captain Shell know that they'll be stopping in.
That's awesome. Thank you, Chief. And then the last thing I wanted to bring forward, and to my fellow commissioners, you received the email about this as well, is a concern that came up in the community. I'd like to thank AC Hayes as well for his responsiveness to the concerns that I raised on behalf of Detroit residents regarding suspicious unmarked vehicles that were posted on Monday near a school, the occupants of which claimed to be DPD. And then over time, as we were getting more information and looking into this, it was confirmed that the one license plate obtained did not belong to DPD, and the badge number that was quoted by the other is not an active DPD badge that's currently being used. And so it's deeply concerning. It was deeply concerning for the residents that reached out. I also gave Commissioner Carter a heads up about that because the school is close to my district, but it's actually in District 6. So just a couple things regarding that. First, I just want to acknowledge the community organizations and individuals that are standing up in these times. This is seriously like neighborhood watch on steroids. Folks are out there looking out for each other, and I'm certainly praying for your safety out there. Make sure that you're getting, that you're in community doing this type of work and that you're getting proper training. And also remember that 911 is a resource for you when you are seeing suspicious activities or anyone is impersonating DPD. And then for you, Chief, if you could just please remind all DPD members that especially in this time, they have to identify themselves to members of the public with their name, their badge, and showing ID if it's requested. And we understand that if they're undercover, they're undercover. They're not going to identify themselves as DPD, but if they come from undercover, it just, for the sake of like trust and transparency, they just have to do that. And then the other thing I'd like to also remind the department is that, you know, DPD has reiterated multiple times that you do not collaborate with ICE or Border Patrol. And so DPD members must not set out on their own volition and individually collaborate with ICE and Border Patrol. And if we find out about that, we just have to take a zero tolerance approach to that if that comes up. And members of the department need to feel safe to step up, and they have a duty to intervene if they see this going on. And we have to protect whistleblowers because if it's happening, we need to make sure that it's uncovered. And then the last thing I'd just like to say, for all the other alphabet agencies that are running around Detroit, we just have we have enough to sort out between our communities and DPD, and we don't need that type of confusion. So do not impersonate DPD. If you have the courage to come to Detroit and do whatever it is you're doing, then do it as yourself. Do not tell members of the public that you are DPD. Detroiters will take your picture, Detroiters will video you, and we will find out what you're doing, and you will be exposed. So I just want to make sure that community feels like they are supported, and that the department is also supported in anything that we can do to make sure that the integrity of the department is maintained.
Madam Chair?
Yes, Commissioner?
Yes. Thank you, Chief, for your report and the inquiry that I had forwarded last week, and it was resolved. I just want to state, last night, Council Advisory Board, they had in District 5, had their first meeting. I want to commend the commander and the team. A lot of them showed up last night. It was a nice crowd. And so some of the questions they asked, it was a lot of things didn't have anything to do with safety. Some of them did, but I just want to let you know some of the feedback. They were commending the commander and
Commissioner, bring the microphone closer just a little bit.
they were commending the commander and their team for one, showing up in full force, for two, being more engaged with them more than ever. Came up that they want to thank them for their lack of participation when it comes to ICE in their community, and just basically being there when they need them. So I thought it was important that you hear that feedback.
Thank you.
Thank
And thank you for making that public, too.
Thank you.
Any other
I have a
comments?
comment
Go ahead, Commissioner Carter.
through the chair. And I want to thank Commissioner Camille for the heads up on the incident. There was a picture that was in the email. Is that a picture of the person who identified themselves as DPD?
Yes.
Is it possible to put that picture somewhere on the DPD website or out there in the public on your Facebook? Because this person is saying that he's a DPD officer and he's not. So I just want to know if there's some way to put that picture out on a website or on your Facebook page so that people know that this person is not a DPD officer.
There definitely is a way. I was turning my head to look at our media representative, so absolutely, we can work on that. No.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions for the chief? Go ahead, Commissioner Bowman.
Thank you, Chairperson DeWalsh. I observed right before really coming over here, there was a report on the news, and this has probably been in the news before, but it became, it's one of the lead stories. There was a woman who testified she'd been shot 6 times by a DPD officer. There's video that shows a cruiser on both sides of her vehicle from someone else's camera at some distance away that they were showing on the news. And they also mentioned that at least one officer that was involved was suspended without pay. And I know that kind of thing's usually in a closed session, but it was on the TV news, so it's out there. And I guess I'm just wondering, that I don't recall anything like that coming before us. Is that something that had already been gone before the previous board?
Yeah, through the chair, the board took action on that, and that's now a subject of a lawsuit, and so that's the case.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none. Thank you, Chief, for that report. We appreciate it.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
there is a recommendation to appoint, is that been deleted?
I was going to go to that next. It's on my agenda after the report. But however, what I was going to, we just received a 1-page document, and I was going to ask the Madam Secretary, is there anything else that came with this? Usually we get a packet, or at least a couple of documents, maybe an email or a letter from the chief indicating, or an email indicating that he's asking for this. Did we get anything
Madam
else?
Secretary, the entire packet was forwarded to board members yesterday, and we were trying to get copies, but this is a compilation. The request came over, and the request was sent out as incoming correspondence. I believe it was like on Monday.
Okay.
And we sent out the entire packet. As soon as we received the full report from the chief investigator, the entire packet wants the summary, and we were attempting. We apologize that the entire packet is not in there.
Yeah, usually we have it in the binder, but I do remember receiving an email. I guess my question is going to be, did all the board members have a chance to review that? Because there's requesting a motion.
If I may, if we could have maybe a 5-minute recess and we can get those copies down here.
Yeah, through the chair.
Go ahead.
I'll just say, I'll make a motion to move that item to a different portion of the agenda as you get the information, so that we won't postpone
Thank
this
you.
meeting.
So what we can do is go to public comment, and then after public comment, we could take this matter up. Is that
Madam Chair
okay?
has a question. Did Commissioner Woods make a motion?
Yes.
Okay.
What was the motion,
To
sir?
move this item to after public comment.
Second.
Okay,
So the motion is to postpone?
No, to move this
move it on the
item.
agenda.
I'm saying that the proper motion is to
Okay.
postpone. It's not to
Postpone
move
to
it.
after, okay, motion to postpone to after public comment.
Second.
Okay, a motion has been made by Commissioner Wood, seconded by Commissioner Bowman, to move this after public comment, or to postpone this until after public comment. No, is there any discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. Next, we're going to go to public comment on oral communications. Please be advised that your comments are limited to 2 minutes, and an inappropriate language and comments may delay the broadcast and video posts and will be not be accepted. So thank you. And who is our first speaker?
Through the chair, we have 9 speakers in Schuyler Herbert today and 5 online. The first speakers are Mr. Jadante Smith, Mr. Rue, Mr. Charles Cousin. When you come to the mic, please state your name for the record. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Jadante Smith. I want to start by saying Conrad Mallett was reappointed 6-3. I know a couple of you up here are very happy about that, but that does not mean he's going to stay in that position. For a week straight, citizens have called in to get him not to be reappointed to the law department position. He sits on his board week in and week out and advises an elected board of officials about officers who he then defends. This board holds officers accountable, so he's advising people who are to hold officers accountable outside of the chief's office, and then he sits and fields the lawsuits, and he represents the officers on the other side. I asked D.C. Parrish about this question. He said he would refer me to who? Corporation Counsel. I have a question. How many people are on the missing persons unit for the city of Detroit, through the chair, to anybody who can answer it? And also, how many detectives does the homicide unit for the Detroit Police Department have with all these resources? Also, what is the job title of Angelique Mayberry Peterson? For $80,000 in 25 hours, stipulated, what is her job responsibility set list? Because Conrad Mallett offered me a job to make $35,000, and I was probably going to work 40 hours a week and work like a dog for 40 hours a week, but she makes $80,000 for 25 hours. Also, Mr. Williams, you know I forgot about you. Auntie Linda is still out there with that lawsuit against you, and the lady Gloria, who you forged her signature, people don't wake up with new signatures every day, right? So you signed a completely different signature than the lady had on her mortgage application. That is fraud. You had a husband sign for a wife. You had a son sign for a mother. That is fraud. You can't do that on nominating petitions. There's a 50-page lawsuit that I have. I don't have it with me. It's in my work truck, but I'm going to bring it. I'm going to make sure I go to the media. When I talk about Conrad, I'm going to talk about a couple people on this board. And also to my commissioner, I'm very disappointed that you unfriended me on Facebook. Doesn't matter. I'm still going to officially contact you all the time. And to you, Officer Woods, I hope that you're happy. You and also Chairperson DeWash, hope you guys are happy. I'm still going to find every way I can to make Conrad Mallett as uncomfortable as he can be, because he is usurping the powers of the official lawyer that needs to be here that you have a budget for. Please use the budget and hire a lawyer. Common sense.
That is
That's
your
a conflict
time,
of
sir.
interest.
All right. Butch is dead. He's gone to be with the ancestors, so he can't back me up on this. I'm young blood from the Brewster Projects in 1980. I make no bones about it. Janice Winfrey been caught cheating in elections. Conrad Mallett, who represents this board, was sitting right next to her April 25th, 2024, when she lied on public record. It's on Zoom, recording at the Detroit Election Commission meeting. Now, I'm sick of it, all of it. You, Daryl Woods, tired. Nene want what she want. And all the rest of y'all in this room. I'm Stand Up 100. I got a 45-year reputation of being Stand Up 100. Daryl Woods, you ain't got that. He was in prison for about 28 years, and you was there with Mark McLeod. Next time he call you, you talk to him on the phone, you ask him about Rube. That's what they used to call me at Cody High School. Now, Nene asked me for some help with her mama, Kenesha Coleman, DPD case 20-11112. I did it, I investigated, I found out. Responsible for the injury that caused the death of Kenesha Coleman, and her daughter, Nene, asked me for the help with her mama when she was 4 years old. Nene is coming to Detroit. She's not here now. She'll be here February the 18th, and we're going to dinner. She's going to ask me something else. I'm going to tell her the truth. Did you hear that, Daryl Woods? Now, Willie Bell was in the way. Now you decide you want to jump up in the way. DeWash, get it together. because I'm coming.
Mr. Cousin is the next speaker, followed by Benita Davis, Ms. Williams, and Claude Norwood. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
My name is Charles Cousin. I'm 39 years old, originally from Albany, New York, and I've been proud to call Detroit home for the past 5 years. Just 2 weeks ago, I didn't even know what a police commissioner was, but after doing my research, I believe I am an ideal candidate for the role, for the vacant role. I've attended every Walk a Mile Wednesday with the chief, and I saw a lot of you there, including Commissioner Darrell Woods, and I didn't see a lot of you guys there. I hope to see you guys next year. I have a bachelor's degree in communications and business from St. John's University, and I also attended law school at the University of Havana. And over the past 10 years, I've worked across multiple jurisdictions, effectively holding police accountable, both formally and informally. As an international city, Detroit benefits from diverse perspectives. Having worked with police around the world, I believe I can bring a fresh global outlook to this board. I work well with others, and I believe that the chief would vouch for my integrity and commitment. I recently saw there was a vacant opening, and I just really came to find out information about it, and if there's going to be an election or. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you. We could have you speak with maybe Ms. Blossoms, or is there someone on our board, in our office, that could speak with this gentleman?
Sir, if
about the police commission?
If you could come and just put your number on the card and we can speak later.
Okay.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Benita Davis. I want to address my 2 minutes to I don't know his religious denomination, but the pastor, I guess. Could you please be more specific when you say you're God? Because there's a lot of disorder in this room. And the Most High of the universe doesn't recognize any of these titles, any of these unfair business practices, any of this corporate, unconstitutional birthright theft. So by you being a pastor or you representing the biblical in any capacity, the people are playing a role of Esau, and the state is Jacob. Everybody's rights are infringed upon. So we have to go back. Last week it was the Constitution. You don't recognize it, you don't respect it, I understand. I comprehend it, I don't understand it. And now, do you understand Esau and Jacob relationship and how the state is claiming our estates? So that's why I always say we have to go back to the politics. We have to address the roots. Otherwise, it's going to always be disorder, more complaints, and no resolve. Nothing resolved. So we can't include God in this, because God doesn't even have a name. It's universal practices and universal law. It's the law of nature, Mother Nature. Everything else is foreign. That's why it's called foreign policies. It's not recognized. So everybody's out of order at this point. There's too many people with titles trying to be false gods. So there's my 2 minutes. I'll be back next week with something else.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Hello. It's been about a year or so when I came to you guys concerning and Frank, don't know his last name, but I know he works here at the headquarters. The bottom line, when I came to you guys, when somebody threatened your life, you all did not do anything about none of this. Now it's all harsh taking up a housing voucher from a homeless person. I live third precinct. 2 weeks ago, 5 SUVs came around there. It was time for the ex-offenders to go to work. They live at that building, taking up housing vouchers. So the same man I done made a report on several different occasions who done broke inside of my apartment. It's Officer Simmons. I knocked on the window and he was like, he came back upstairs. I was like, okay. I said, this man been breaking inside my apartment on so many different occasions. He was like, well, Miss Williams, no, he didn't call me. He said, well, today he's arrested. But see, that was just the playoff. Because like I said, I'm tired of all this. You all are not doing your job. You're not complying to the Constitution, the laws, or the charter, because if you were doing your job correctly, it would be an investigation on why officers threatened to kill me. I've been talking about ex-offenders on the Detroit Police Department for quite some time, and the man that raped me work at the third. His name is Tim, with his fake name. Wear glasses, a bad eye. I see this every day because I live around the corner from the third precinct. Don't have to live around the corner. I be on transit. I see all this every day. Thank you.
Claude Norwood, followed by Minister Eric Blunt, followed by J. Gregory Love.
Good morning, everyone. I mean, good evening.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Day flying by. My name is Claude Norwood. I'm the president of the Grand River Community Block Club and also newly elected for the Community Advisory Council for the City of Detroit. And I also first worked for the people of the City of Detroit. So in my few times in my meetings, well, let me back up a little bit. The purpose of the Community Advisory Council is to take the concerns from the community to the council and then to the mayor, if necessary. So the concerns we've been taking to the city council is that the CAC is not funded. Now, in the middle of me speaking yesterday, Tuesday, the president, he informed me of what I've already informed him, what the charter says is not funded. Instead of getting to a resolution, saying the same thing but going nowhere. And so it's a reflection of what's going on at the city council because the city council can't even fill their own seats in their own house. That means people not interested in coming down there to hear what you got to say. Either not interested, disengaged, or don't believe the city is going to do a thing about it. Which relates back to why I'm bringing that up is because as the CAC, our role is to assist them by working with the community, but we need money to do that. And to assist the BOPC and the police department, the fire department, the community groups, the association. But everybody needs some funding to do what they need to do. And first of all, the first job is they think they are doing us a favor. They work for the people. And so it's their obligation. If you're not doing that, that means you breaking the laws of the charter. You need to be prosecuted. You need to be removed. You can't do your job. And lastly, 2 cases that's come across my plate has been Miss Williams and another lady that they've been at these meetings and the city council meetings, and they haven't got any justification. Miss Williams says she was being raped. Why does she have to still keep coming down here 2 years to get some clarification on these people that violated her rights? The other lady said her family had to go out there and find her son.
Okay, sir, your time is up.
Thank you.
Commissioner Jones?
Sir, I just had one quick question for you. When you got up, you had mentioned you were the new chair of the Grand River Community Association?
The president of the Grand River Community Block Club.
What are the boundaries of that association?
Our boundaries run all the way up to, was just 2 blocks that we actually cover, that we do door-to-door work on. but the boundaries actually go from Grand River up to Fullerton. And then also the street behind that as well.
Okay.
That's the Block Club.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Commissioner Woods? And then Commissioner Bowman.
Yes, you know, I heard what you said in terms of you saying that someone came in here and advised the board that got raped, as if we are ignoring something like that. I want to make it absolutely clear, when those type of allegations come to us, we don't ignore anything of such. And you better believe that DPD has reported to us in terms of the nature of their investigations and them looking into all serious allegations that come to us. Someone being raped, someone being killed, whatever the situation is, when someone come to us with those type of allegations, we immediately get responses back from DPD on these situations. We would not litigate no one personal situation in the public, but be absolutely clear that we are laser sharp focused on those type of allegations that will come before us.
Commissioner Bowman.
Okay, yeah, there are a couple things. First of all, a factual matter, that when we have a matter to be investigated and it goes to the office of the chief investigator, and they do an investigation, and I believe they're doing thorough investigations, there is this issue of consequences, and if a case is over a year old, there are no direct consequences to the officer, and that's under contract. So that isn't something we can act on if that's the case. I'm just giving a general statement in general. So if anyone does have a complaint, it's important to bring it up like immediately, so there's a chance of it getting investigated in time for consequences.
Madam. Okay, Commissioner, are you finished?
I had another thing to say. I just
Go
want
ahead.
to get that out there. I'm not getting in discussion about it. I can talk about it later, but I don't want to do it right now. I'm just saying it's a fact, and I think anybody who runs into a situation where they feel a need to complain from this day forward, keep that in mind, that there is a clock ticking on these. Doesn't mean we don't investigate them. It just means that there's the consequences you may want may not happen. The other thing is, are you in District 5 or 7?
District 7.
7, okay, well, that was the first CAC, great. I was a petitioner to help form the District 4 CAC, and I was well aware at the time of doing that yes, the charter says that we do not get funding from the city. However, what I would recommend is doing fundraising, as often charitable organizations or nonprofits need to do. You can do that. You can do fundraising. So that would be my suggestion as to how to handle the fact that you are not getting money from the city.
Well, the bottom line is that the city charter is outdated. It needs to be amended. And the results are those empty seats sitting up there at the city council meeting. That's the answer from the city, from the people. No. It's the same thing the city council was saying, no. So it's not just about the funding, it's not about not doing your job. How can the city council represent the people when they don't even represent the law themselves? That means the city charter is out of date. It needs to be amended.
Can I make one response?
Go ahead, Commissioner.
Yeah, just, I'm going to have to close, because obviously I don't want, this whole meeting isn't about the CACs or on the Board of Police Commissioners, and so I don't want to overstep the fact that I happen to have this in my past. But I just wanted to add that regarding the charter, the voters in Detroit had an opportunity to vote on a new charter, and by the way, it would have included funding for CACs. They voted against it. In fact, it would have included a lot of things concerning how the BOPC is run as well. But the voters voted against it, so at least for the next few years, that matter is closed. And you just got to work with what you got, which isn't necessarily what you want or what I want.
They didn't vote against it. They didn't vote against it. 400,000 people didn't show up out of 500,000 people. They just never said nothing. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any other comments?
Madam Chair?
Yes, Commissioner
Yes.
Watts.
Excuse me, sir. I just wanted to say, last night at the CAC meeting in District 5, that issue was brought up about the lack of pay. Most of the people in the audience were not aware. Some of them wasn't aware that there was no pay. Individuals was concerned because it wasn't like you had water or you even had copies of the agenda. So it had to be reminded to them that individuals stepped up to run for office. You get no pay, you have no salary, you have no budget. Thankfully, I wanted you to know the sentiment in the meeting last night by most of the individuals was stating that they advocate, and the commissioner, the city council representative was there last night, and she let them know, she pledged that she's going to make a proposal during budget time, but that's only one vote. But I think it was important for you to hear that comment from District 5 residents last night advocating that the CAC members should get some sort of compensation or budget. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Next speaker, please.
Good afternoon, Board. I'm Minister Eric Blunt from Sacred Heart Catholic Church right here in Detroit. I have no problems looking face to face with Chief Bedison and giving him my honest criticism. But today I want to thank you. For today we all need to say her name, Tracy Allen. This is a young woman that was shot over 7 times by DPD unjustly. And Chief Bedison stepped up and said he supports the $25 million lawsuit that her and her attorney have decided to file against the city. But let's make no mistake about it. A life being shot, that's in the neighborhood of $25 trillion, not millions, because all life is precious. So say her name, Tracy Allen. You need to say it because she is still alive. And that's why the corruption is exposed. And I say that because Porter Burks didn't have that opportunity. Porter Burks was murdered by 5 DPD police officers when he was shot over 38 times. But no outrage. But the systemic corruption really includes the union contract. When you can continue to employ someone and even promote someone without looking at their disciplinary history, that is a sure sign that there is corruption up and down this organization, and somebody needs to stop it. I also want to thank Attorney General Dana Nessel. She has created a website where people can post their complaints against ICE. We need something similar to that right here in Detroit. So when somebody whips out their camera and video records a police officer doing something that they should not be doing, that information ought to be almost automatic and instantaneous. A lot like when we saw Alex Purdy or when we saw Renee Good. Those officers never came out with anything about what happened or what was said. It was people with their people with their cell phones recording things. And that's the only reason why we know what happened to George Floyd. Because a bystander recorded what happened. The police report said, oh no, he died of medical complications. Oh no, his face was too close to the tailpipe.
Thank you, sir. Our next speaker is J. Gregory Love, followed by Michael Noma. Again, please state your name for the record. And after Mr. Noma, we have speakers in Zoom. Thank you.
Good afternoon to the BOPC. My name is J. Gregory Love, here representing District 5 Council Member Renata Miller. We oftentimes don't applaud. First of all, I need to say something because the spirit in this room is tight. you have an awesome job with a lot of responsibility. For what you're getting, I don't know. I would say this to the DPD. I live at Jefferson and Van Dyke, and we asked our commander of the 7th Precinct for more surveillance at the corner of Van Dyke and Jefferson. That's the Sunoco gas station. We, our neighbors, petitioned not to have that as a 24-hour facility because we knew what would come with it. A lot of crime, a lot of lottery, a lot of B&Es, and that has happened. But I have to give kudos to the DPD because Thursday the 22nd at about 4 a.m., the watch commander and several vehicles swooped in on that particular location, and they did a wonderful job. When you make a complaint to the DPD and that complaint is resolved, it's really incumbent upon you to say thank you. And we thank the DPD for the work that they're doing. Council Member Miller has made it a big point to be a major supporter of the BOPC, and we plan to be there. And I will be her representative for public safety in District 5. So we want to thank you again, both BOPC as well as the DPD. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Mr. Noma, I apologize if I mispronounced your name. Michael's Noma.
That's me.
Oh.
Michael's mama.
Oh.
Oh, yes, that's her. Good afternoon. I am Michael's mama. I want to say two things to Chairman Bowman and Commissioner Woods. You both sat up here and told us that when something serious happens in the city and it's reported to you guys are so active and you're proactive and you're on it and that's not true. I've been fighting back and forth with you guys for about 2 years. And so I think I found a method that may work and that will also hold you guys accountable as well. And so, Commissioner Bowman, you're my commissioner for District 4, correct?
Yes, by the way, I just wanted, through the chair, I'm not the chair.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. So, I have 6 questions I'd like to have answered. What date, and I provided this, I'm sorry, for the record, I've provided a copy for all of you guys, as well as, I'm not sure if this officer's name, but I have a copy for you. Okay. So, I have 6 questions. What date did officers go to the first location that Michael was seen, and what officers were sent to that location? Was Michael's senior and girlfriend both questioned since they were the last to see him in possession of his phone and wallet? They claimed it was because their power was off. Did officers verify that with DTE? If so, on what day, and which officers verified this? Did officers check to see if Michael had gunshot residue on his hands? If so, what date was it done, and what officer did the test? Did officers take fingerprints of the gun to determine if only Michael's fingerprints were on the gun? If so, what date, and who was the officer that conducted the test? 5, what did the official missing persons Facebook post say verbatim? I would like a copy of that post. 6, was Michael's body, clothing, and blanket tested for DNA? I expect to have an answer. I think 6 questions. I think they should have that in their files. So I'm expecting Commissioner Bowman, you're a part of my district. I'd like you to make sure that you reach out to DPD to make sure that my answers are questions. I will be here next Thursday for said answers.
Commissioner Woods.
Yeah. DC Parrish, can you, whoever detective was involved, or if this is detective?
It was Detective Gnatic.
Okay, so if they still here or if they still operating, can you make sure that she get these answers,
Thank you.
and be able to sit down with her? And it's my hope and prayer that and you're a mother. I'm very, very sensitive to that. In these type of situations that we can have, communication and dialogue. And I know it's been long and exhaustive, but if you had other questions, these seems to be to me, in my opinion,
very easy, cut and dry,
easy questions to
Absolutely.
answer. And so I believe that you deserve it. I'm not. We don't do criminal things, but you're a mother, and you deserve some answers in this regard. And so I'm prayerful that we can get that resolved, and there be a point person for if she have other things and concerns that she be able to contact that person, whether it be homicide, whatever, if she feel that she have new information or whatever to be able to share. Because I believe that you deserve the dignity to have questions answered, and then your questions don't bother us in no shape, form, or fashion. And so I pray for your peace.
Thank you.
And definitely want to be able to see that accomplished.
I appreciate
and
that.
please report back out to us that this has been accomplished.
I appreciate that. I will.
I'm talking to DC, and you can too.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. If I could just ask, could you leave your name and phone number with
Absolutely.
Ms. Blossom? I already have sent your questions to the homicide section, so
Thank
we'll
you.
get you answers
I appreciate
as soon as
that.
possible.
Thank you. Thank you, DC. Next speaker.
No, Mr.
He
Commissioner.
has his hand raised. He
I'm
wants
sorry.
to say
Oh,
something.
go ahead, Commissioner.
Yeah, since you are in my district, and
Absolutely.
also you have asked that I correspond with you, I'm going to give you some information. And this is actually on the website. Anybody can use this information to contact me. The email address
Give me
is,
1 second. Let me grab a pen.
of course,
Sorry, guys.
it's also on the website, but I'm happy to give it out directly here.
Go ahead.
Okay, Scott, SCOTT, Bowman, BOMAN, at DetroitMI.gov. And I have a phone number.
Ready.
Okay. That cell phone number is 313-316-2378.
Got you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
We will now be going into Zoom. William Davis, former police commissioner. You have the floor.
Good afternoon. Could I be heard?
Yes, you may.
I am pleased to see that y'all starting to start your meetings a little bit earlier than what has been happening. I'm pleased to see that that you have a quorum, because it looks terrible when I tune in and there's no quorum, and you're lucky to do public comment. So hopefully in the future we'll be able to make sure more people get there on time, or maybe I might need to adjust the starting time from 3 to 3:30 or 4 o'clock. Cause I know y'all could do that with no problem if need be. Cause I had the advantage over some of y'all because I'm retired, and I was retired while I was on the board of police commissioner. That's why I was able to make every meeting on time. But ideally it'd be good to make sure that the public don't have to wait long to get started and to actually be able to make their comments. Ideally, most of the time, the public should be able to make comments before y'all go into closed session, especially if closed session, I might say 3 or 5 minutes, but it might take an hour or over a half hour. So hopefully we could get the board to move in the right direction. I called into City Council a little while ago. I also spoke against Conrad Mallett. I also believe that the board should have its own independent attorney. I think the board would be looked at much better if y'all had your own independent attorney to represent y'all, not the city in general. Because if you got 2 or 3 masters, you're not really serving anybody. That's what Conrad Mallett and having a city attorney is doing for y'all. So I wish all of y'all well, and hopefully y'all will improve. Thank you.
Our next speaker, Ms. Tara Brown.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Commission.
My name is Tara Brown, and I wanted to call in. Last week I had a family emergency and couldn't call in, but the previous week I had spoke about having the Detroit Police Department's Unsheltered Population Response Team present in front of the Michigan Homeless Policy Council, and I hadn't received a call back. Shortly after that public comment, I immediately received a call from Commander Starks, who apparently hadn't got my email. She called me, she followed up, she connected me with Lieutenant Hewitt, who works directly with the Unsheltered Population Response Team. He also he connected me with Captain Griffin. We had a three-way call. They will be presenting, I don't know what month, before the State of Michigan Homeless Policy Council, and they'll give us a better idea of what they do and how they serve the homeless. And the feedback that I have heard that has been brought to me about them has been positive. I was very surprised, just the compassion that they have shown some of these unhoused and homeless people on the streets, the way they have dealt with them when it was time for these people to be displaced. I'm very happy about that. And that is a presentation that I would actually like to see them give in front of the Board of Police Commission as well, because I don't think the public knows that they're out there. I don't know that the public knows what they do. And when we hear stories about the police shooting people 6 times, stopping and frisking them at the gas station, allegedly beating them up for no reason, it's always nice to hear something good that they're doing in the community. And I think that that should be elevated. And like I said, I work with the homeless, I worry about the homeless, and to know that, they are not being criminalized, or so it seems, by the Detroit police is always a good thing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Next speaker.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Commissioner.
I also would like to see the presentation on the unsheltered response team. So I know we have several requests for information from the department. If that can be put somewhere in the queue for eventually to have a presentation here at one of our meetings.
Yes, Madam Secretary, could you arrange that? Thank you.
Your next speaker is Tijuana Morris, followed by Denise Lyles, and that will be the last speaker, Ms. Lyles.
Hello, my name is Tawana Morris, and I am a member of Barton McFarland Neighborhood Association in District 7. I am speaking on behalf of some of the not only homeless, but the indentured citizens that are living in the apartment building, 8100 Schaefer. And this landlord is awful. The things that he has done, like impounding people's cars, signing illegal documents and making false statements, causing harassment and harm to those that are living in this building. I want to expose him. I do have evidence. I am a retired police officer and the investigator for the Detroit Coalition Against Police Brutality. I'm stepping forward for these people because they cannot speak for themselves. And in a protective, I would like to be able to talk to somebody, show them evidence. There has been raids done on this apartment building which were unfounded. He's totally harassing and violating their civil rights.
Can you freeze the caller through the chair?
Yes.
I would like to bring the people so they can bring charges for these false allegations.
Excuse me, Ms. Morris, could you pause? The commissioner has a comment.
Yes. How you doing, Ms. Morris? This is Commissioner Woods. If you could make sure you stay on the line, or I don't know if we have her information, but I would like for the department to make sure that we connect with her and make sure we get her information, because I didn't want her to get offline before she got off. She's a very honorable lady and has great credibility in this community, and I know that when she make those type of statements, there's something very serious. And so I ask that you guys look into that and follow up with us on that, if through the chair.
Yes.
Through the chair.
Commissioner
Thank you.
Clement.
I do have Ms. Morris's contact information. We've been in communication several times about this matter and trying to figure out how to get some resolution to that. She has been advocating for this community in that apartment building for some time. So, Ms. Morris, appreciate you for coming on and making the concerns public, because it's important that people know what's going on. But I do have her contact information. Commissioner, I can definitely bring you in on this.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. DC, did you want to say something?
Yes, I would just ask
We
that
need to let them know.
One moment. Deputy Chief Parrish is going to make a comment as well.
I would just ask that the contact information be shared. If there's a way we can help, we definitely want to.
Okay. All right. We're also going to share your information with DC Parrish.
Thank you.
Okay, go ahead. You can continue.
We just need to let these people in the indigent know that they're self-worth, and we care for them. We're trying to make our community better, a better life for everybody. And the department reacted based on false allegations. And Camille, we've been talking. And yes, I'm willing to work with you to do what we have to do to get the situation better.
Okay.
Thank you.
To our Zoom callers.
Thank you so much.
Excuse me, Madam Chair. To our Zoom callers, we have staff in the office currently at 596-1830 who can take your call and get information to staff and to the department as needed. Our next speaker, Denise Lyles, followed by Joanna, and that will be the last speaker in Zoom. Thank you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Commissioners.
Good
First
afternoon.
and foremost, I'd like to address Commissioner Bowman, Scotty Bowman, and say thank you for letting it be known that there are more than one, there is more than one CAC. There's 3 CACs in Detroit. I am a District 5 CAC person, so he is District 7. It's not, he doesn't speak for the entire CACs. Secondly, I would just like to thank our Commissioner, Ms. Beverly Watts. We appreciate you, everything you've done so far, and we expect and know you're going to be doing great things in the public. We thank you. I'm kind of partial to Precinct 10 guys, so I always want to make sure I give them a shout out and our NPOs for all they do. And they're moving forward with trying to get more connected to the communities and work with them, because if we're not transparent and we don't build those bridges, how can we expect our children not to be afraid of the police? So I just want to commend them for wanting to step forward and build these bridges. And thank you, Commissioners, for all you do. I know you get a lot of flack, but you're in the position and you're there to help us. So we appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Joanna, speaker in Zoom, Joanna.
Hi, this is Joanna from the 7th District, 2nd Precinct. I just want to say hello to all commissioners, my commissioner, Commissioner Camille. I'm grateful for Commissioner Camille. I'm grateful for actually all of the commissioners that has been selected, that's on board right now. I'm grateful for you all. Our word for church this year is believe. And I'm so big on that because I already believe and have faith. So I think that's not a big thing for me. But I believe that you all are going to make a difference. I believe that we all are going to come together. I believe we're going to get these neighborhoods together. I do believe everything is going to be, is going to come together. It's going to take time. People putting the pressure on. But I believe you all can handle it, and we're going to come together and we're going to make a difference. I believe that's going to happen this year. I also want to send a shout out to Officer Eves for everything that he does at the 2nd Precinct with community relations for Littlefield Block Club. I'm sorry. I am the president of the Littlefield Block Club. I also want for the commissioners or whomever to actually get the city inspectors out to actually hold people accountable, as well as just a little bit more police patrol, only just to make neighbors and our elderlies feel a lot better, and for homeowners to come and board up their houses or do what it is that they have to do. For 2 years, I've been cleaning their houses, raking the leaves, doing the snow, cutting the grass, all of that on supply. So this year, I'm looking forward for the owners to come out and do their part, or even just get them boarded up, as well as the fields. If they not owned, if no one owns the fields.
Madam Chair, that was your last speaker.
Okay, thank you. We're going to go back to the item regarding the chief's recommendation for an appointment to the rank of captain of Lieutenant Damian Manning. DC.
Madam Chair, before we transition to that, could I provide the board with just a couple of updates? There was a question following the chief's comments regarding the availability of crime data. I think we talked about whether it was CompStat data, crime data. But the data is available at data.detroitmi.gov. That is our open data portal that I mentioned in response. So if the board would like to explore that site, and if there's any additional information it's looking for, we're happy to provide it.
Okay, and that data is available to the public?
Yes, data.detroitmi.gov.
Oh.
If you go to that site, it'll come up. Click on public safety, and you'll see different crime data collections available.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you. All right, and Personnel Committee,
Yeah, well, you're going to have them come up. I would like to entertain a motion to accept the chief recommendation of Damian Manning, if he can come up from the position of lieutenant to the position of captain.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
good afternoon.
I made the motion.
I will support it, Madam Chair.
A motion has been made by Commissioner Wood, supported by Commissioner Jones. Is there any discussion? Go ahead, Commissioner Bowman.
Yes, there is. I'm not even sure it's appropriate outside of a closed session, but I mean, if it's on this paper, am I allowed to discuss it?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure what paper you're referring to.
Lists, it's the summary of complaints, CCRs, primarily.
And we do have the full package of it. I don't know if you read the full package or if you read your emails. It was emailed to us.
I don't recall this.
If that's the full package that they put right there, and it breaks down and things of that nature, and so it's not a true picture, what you would think.
And it was emailed, according to Madam Secretary, on Tuesday to everyone. Madam Secretary?
On Tuesday and again last evening.
Madam Chair?
Yes,
Yes.
Madam Chair. I'm sorry.
The Open Meetings Act only allows you to discuss personnel matters in closed session if the employee
requested. Okay. I stand by my motion. I think that this is a very honorable young man who has done some phenomenal work in the department. In fact, he has done some outstanding work in terms of his investigation. I think he was operating in internal affairs, working in that unit.
Absolutely.
And has yielded some powerful results. And I've watched this young man within the last couple of years. I was deeply impressed with him. So I stand by that motion.
Madam Chair?
Go ahead, Commissioner Watts.
Comment. I want to say hello to you, and even to the chair of the Personnel Committee. What I have to say is this has nothing to do with basically whether I agree or not agree. It's just really process for me because I understand the chair got it to us on Tuesday or Wednesday. Both of those nights I was in community meetings as last night. So I apologize that I have not been able to read that. So my question is, being new, when we get something like this for a candidate's promotion who probably well deserve it, how much time do we, especially as new members, have a chance to review it? Yes, it may have came to us Tuesday, but that doesn't mean that our schedule was just waiting for this email to come to review and really review the information to not delay the process. That's my question.
Madam Secretary, usually we get it, in most cases, the same week or the week before.
Well, at least a week.
No, yes. Sometimes much earlier. Oftentimes there are more. Since my tenure, we've had them come in 60, 64 at a time, or as small as a dozen. I think this may be the second occasion there was one. And the process thus far, when we receive the recommendation from the chief, it goes out to board members together with the packet that is sent along with that, as well as we request from the Office of the Chief Investigator for a review of cases complaints that may have been filed. And as you see in your packet, a clearance letter, if I may. And at that time, and then staff, your admin staff goes through and does the summary that was given, the one pager, to give a summary of what's in that entire packet, because more often than not, it's far more voluminous than this.
Madam Chair?
Yes, Commissioner.
And I'm not disputing the packet. What I'm stating is I haven't reviewed the packet due to the time received. So I'm not going to delay this, but I'm just saying, especially for the new commissioners, it's better to learn the process because we have not had the pleasure of being here for years, and we don't want to delay a process like this. So we can discuss this further, but I just want to say that for the record.
Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, DC.
I do have a one-page summary and some highlights about Lieutenant Manning, if the board would like to hear it.
Yes, I think that would be good. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Lieutenant Damian Manning was appointed to the Detroit Police Department on May 31st, 2000, and has served with the City of Detroit with distinction for more than 25 years. After graduating from the Detroit Police Academy, he served in multiple patrol assignments, performing core law enforcement duties, including crime investigation, scene preservation, and protection of persons and property. Promoted to sergeant in 2016, Sergeant Manning supervised personnel at the 7th Precinct, led a special operations and ceasefire units. He has also conducted internal controls investigation involving criminal misconduct, corruption, and policy violations. In September 2023, he was promoted to lieutenant and assigned to risk management, where he identified high-risk patterns, developed targeted compliance training, evaluated use of force incidents, and coordinated the review and release of video footage associated with people requiring hospitalization due to police action. Lieutenant Manning has completed extensive specialized training in dignitary protection, advanced investigative interviewing, detective operations, and behavioral health crisis response. He is currently assigned to the downtown services as the acting officer in charge. And throughout his career, he has consistently demonstrated professionalism, accountability, and unwavering commitment to the Detroit Police Department and the community it serves. I want to emphasize to the board that this is a well-rounded lieutenant who's going to bring a wealth of experience, both from patrol, specialized units, internal affairs investigations, risk management, and he initiated the risk management unit for the Detroit Police Department, so he helped create it and build it. So he's at the forefront of these initiatives that are so important to us today, and having a captain like that out in the field is going to benefit the department on many different levels. Thank you.
Thank you, DC Parrish. Commissioner Woods?
Absolutely. This, again, I can't overemphasize. If I'm be the first one to reject and go against a candidate that has been an affront to the citizens of the city of Detroit. But again, I've actually had the pleasure to see this young man in action in terms of his work in IA, and I'm telling you, is stellar. You know, it's stellar. And I think if we can hear from the candidate and to help this commissioner's comfortability, if through the chair, if that's possible.
Would you like to speak?
Through the chair, before
Yes.
we hear from the candidate, can I just ask the chief a question?
Go ahead.
I apologize if I missed it. Do we know what the planned assignment is for this, if promoted to captain?
I don't know that, and I'm not sure if that decision has been made. Lieutenant Manning may know, however. Have you been notified?
Absolutely. And once again, good afternoon. And through the chair, I have been notified. I am working downtown services as well as being over the gaming unit that is responsible for overseeing the casinos downtown.
And I did just get a text that confirming that he would be assigned to downtown services.
Okay.
Through the chair, one second. I looked at my own disciplinary history as well as CCRs, and I have absolutely no CCRs. I've been on the job 25 years. You can't get into internal affairs if you have any blemishes on your record, so I'm not entirely sure what the concern is.
I think if we can just hear from you in terms of your posture through the chair, make a statement to this board in terms of who you are.
Exactly.
And go speak closer into the mic, just so the audience can hear.
Exactly. Like I said before, I've been on the job 25 years, 15 of which has been on patrol. We patrolled 13th Precinct, which is Central District, everything from Highland Park all the way back to the Jefferson Corridor. Is very dynamic, in which it had residential, it had commercial, as well as hospitals. So you're pretty well-rounded in that regard, as well as the University District. Spent 15 years there. From there, I was promoted to sergeant, actually in the first round. Went to the 7th Precinct again, worked the patrol operations, did such a good job that I was asked to work ceasefire in the very beginning of the stages to help establish that in Detroit, coming from New York. In working ceasefire, we also worked special operations, in which we took the complaints of the neighbors, went to the actual neighborhood meetings, talk to them, and resolve whatever issues they have from there. From there, I applied to go to internal affairs, which they did a very extensive background check on me. Went to internal affairs, was at internal affairs for almost a decade. Had some high profile cases. Those cases, actually, some of the cases that I've had was on the news, and some of them actually changed policy within the department. I played a very integral role in that. In fact, the actual reports that I typed up is still used as a template to this very day for incoming new investigators as well as sergeants at that location. My stint at Internal Affairs resulted in me studying extensively, once again, getting promoted to lieutenant, in which I was in the first round again. In the first round, I talked to the former chief, Chief White, who requested my services at risk management, which was a new established venture that the department wanted to put together to look at high-risk officers. And in doing so, what we did was through a lot of measurables, a lot of calculations, we looked at officers' mass profiles. Everything that you do, from car accident to every CCR, your very encounters with citizens, we watched. Not only did we watch the material within the database, we also watched the BWCs to correlate what was going on in the actual report into the actual BWCs that they have to wear. We also did compliance checks, where we go to precincts to make sure the officers are equipped with equipment that the department furnished them, and not specialized equipment that they bought themselves. And we also deal with officer-involved shooting presentations, in which we review this material before it even gets to the chief of police, so we can brief out with him on the infractions that we see and share it with the rest of the department. And from there, this position presented itself through my hard work, through my associations, through people that I've met, worked for. I was considered for this position.
Through the chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Carter.
If Deputy Chief, if you could you explain a little bit about the process that the executive team goes through? Because there are many lieutenants throughout this department, and for you, the executive team, to select one person, there has to be something special about this lieutenant.
Absolutely. Many lieutenants are considered for the position of captain. Very few are chosen. There was a vacancy. The typical process is through the leadership, candidates are brought. They are considered. And a lot of discussion and planning goes into whether or not this is the right person. You can have a stellar career. You may not be the right person for that particular job that's opening up. But I can't emphasize a lot. Every aspect of the officer is examined. Their background is examined. To be offered a position as a captain or higher really speaks loudly to what you've accomplished in your career. So if this candidate is before you today, it was a very deliberate decision. And again, it speaks volumes to what he has accomplished since 2000 when he first joined the police department. So absolutely,
Through the
a lot
chair,
of thought.
I'm sorry. This is an appointment and not a contractual obligation, is that correct?
No, this is an appointment. You are not contractually entitled to a promotion to this rank. It is selected by the chief and, of course, vetted through the board.
Thank you.
Any other comments, commissioners? Commissioner Bowman?
Okay, and I'm going to ask right now, because of what the parliamentarian clarified, is that questions only need to go into closed session if the person, the subject of the questions, requests it. And do you mind if I go ahead and ask some things about some issues that are on this document that I got?
Some issues that.
Could I just ask that the candidate, if you're going to question him from a document, that the candidate be provide a copy so that he can read along with you?
Sure, and then I could point at maybe a page number or something.
You need the full package.
Oh, that's just one page.
Where's the dates on these? This is all very. Do you remember any of this? No.
You want to say something? Yep. You want to say something?
Okay. Before you answer that question, we have OCI chief that wants to make some comment.
Through the chair, I just wanted to make sure that the board members are very clear with the packet that was presented from the Office of the Chief Investigator. The last CCR that we have filed with Lieutenant Manning's name in it dates all the way back to 2015. So there has been nothing from 2015 to the current date. The latest or the earliest dates back to 2003, 2004. There are only, I think, 9 CCRs. And when you look at someone's career for a 25-year history, in our office, that's pretty rare,
Right.
to only have that few CCRs. And I think only one was sustained out of all of the allegations that were given. Only one allegation was sustained, and that was a procedure allegation. So I just wanted to give those who had not had a chance to read the packet just some perspective from our office.
Yes, and I'm glad you made that point, that those are complaints that were made, but most of them were not sustained. So I think out of 9, 1 was, something like that.
Right.
So
maybe I can ask Investigator Warfield this question, Chief Investigator. These complaints on the back side here, all of those have been investigated and not sustained?
Yes, sir. So when you look at all of the incidents on the back, we list everything, right? So you have the dates there. This
Through the chair, those are use of force. Those are not the CCRs on the back.
And through the chair, there are times when we see use of force, we'll send it over. Thank you. We'll send it over as Commissioner Camille referenced to IA, right? So we don't investigate use of force above or below a Category 3.
So, like, is this letter sent through the chair for me?
Yes.
This letter signed by Danita Jones, is that, and it says Detroit Police Department Disciplinary Administration. Is that part of IA?
Disciplinary administration reports through a different chain than the Internal Controls Division. So disciplinary reports up through me in the current setup of the department. Internal Affairs reports up directly through the chief of police.
Okay, thank you. Then I guess the other part, so again, there were two things where I didn't see whether it was sustained or not sustained, but there was an issue regarding, and I'm looking here to benefit of the candidate, and actually it's not really, it's page number 1 of 15, but there's separate kind of duplicate page numbers in here. At the top it says CCR 34197. I'm looking through, and it does say at one place resolved. Was that then not sustained, or what happened with that?
Through the chair. This goes all the way back to 2003, which predates even me. So back then, I think there were a different criteria of finding. But if it was an allegation that was upheld, it still would have said sustained. It would not have said resolved.
Okay, so I think one more thing. And I'm looking at another one, and maybe it's, no, this is 2015, so this would have been among the more recent ones that we had on here. This one here. Familiar? I don't really see a disposition clearly in this one.
So on the 2000, this is on page 16 to 15 for those of you who are following your packet. It says it's the finding is void. When you have a void finding there, because it says it right there.
You see that.
It basically means that that officer's name was inadvertently put on that report, and it should not have been put on that report. But we still maintain the record of it, although it was a mistake. So void literally means that it should not have been there.
Commissioner Bowman.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a statement that I really have no further questions then, and just to make it clear to everyone, I just want to make sure that I'm not being a rubber stamp and I'm being thorough, and I feel like I've done that now. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
If through the chair, and then I'll ask call the question, but I would say that I appreciate you, Commissioner Bowman, for your thorough critique of this, because that's what this is all about, because I would not dare rubber stamp one of these. In fact, I have been against several, and so I appreciate your, judicious behavior towards this. And just excuse, this is a new commission. We just getting all these documents. We have to go through this. This has nothing to do with you personally. But if we can get this stuff like in a week, at least 2 weeks in advance, Chief, DC, please advise the chief office through the chair.
Yes.
At least 2 weeks in advance. So that we could be able to go through it. We would deeply appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Yep. I asked to call the question.
Through the chair.
Yes, Commissioner.
Can I ask one question?
Sir, who's?
Okay.
Who's asked?
That motion.
Oh, okay.
Seconded.
Have to deal with that.
Okay.
Support.
It's a non-debatable motion.
So no questions?
No question.
All right.
Calling the question means ending debate.
Okay, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Sorry, because it requires 2/3, you need to at least have them.
We have to do the roll call? Okay.
You don't have to have roll call, but they need to at least raise hands. Requires 2/3 to adopt the motion.
On point of order,
Point of order goes to the chair.
oh, sorry, sure. I just want to be clear that the first vote, I believe, would be to end debate, and the second vote would be on the actual original motion. Am I correct?
Okay, so,
When the call the question is adopted, you will immediately vote on the pending motion, which is to accept the chief's recommendation, promote Lieutenant Damian Manning to the position of captain. And there would be no further debate, no further question.
okay, so there's two motions. I'm ending, one motion to end the debate, and then the second one is
Highest ranking motion that's on the floor, so it has to go first.
the highest ranking motion is,
The motion to call the question is a higher ranking motion than the motion to accept the chief's recommendation. So you have to vote on that now.
Can I withdraw my
Okay.
motion? You let her say
Okay.
that, because I'm happy to hear if.
But right now, the commission is voting on whether you want to
Okay.
end debate.
Okay. all right.
okay. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
No,
No.
requires 2/3. I'm sorry,
All
ma'am.
right, so we have to raise our hand.
At least raise your hand.
Okay, so I should say that. All those in favor, raise your hand.
Thank you.
Okay.
7 in favor.
Those not in favor, raise your hand.
There's 1.
Okay. The motion carries.
Immediately go to the motion to promote.
Okay, a motion has been made. We don't have to make it again, right?
No.
Okay, motion has been made by Commissioner Wood, seconded by Commissioner Jones, to approve the chief's recommendation to promote Lieutenant Damian Manning to the position of captain. Is there any discussion?
No.
No discussion. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Do we have to raise our hand for that one? No, okay.
Only requires majority vote.
Okay. Those, any nays? Okay, the motion carries.
There you go.
Thank you. Congratulations, Captain Manning.
You're going to be a great captain. You want to have to say some words? Or?
Yes, would you like to say any words?
Absolutely.
Sure.
And thank Commissioner Bowman for bringing that to clarity. I appreciate you. Through the chair, first I'd like to thank the Chief of Police, Todd Bettison, for the opportunity, as I'm tremendously humbled and honored that he considered me for this position. Also would like to thank his executive staff for giving me any consideration regarding this matter, as well as you guys. I'd like to thank you for your vote of confidence. We just hashed that out. I appreciate it. Additionally, I would like to thank my family for supporting me throughout this journey, for all the sacrifices they made to assist me achieve these endeavors that I've been treading to accomplish. And I do have a commitment to the city to continue to uphold the integrity and the standards of this department and encourage everybody that I come in contact to do the same. I'm a proud product of this city. I lived in this city the majority of my life. I'm from the east side of Detroit, and I will continue earnestly to serve this community with respect, dignity, and give it the compassion that it deserves. And once again, thank everybody for this opportunity of elevation. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain, and congratulations. At this time, we have no presentations to the board. I'll ask the board secretary if she has a report.
Under the appropriate tab are your weekly reports, together with, there is an applicant appeal letter that was sent out to the appellant, Mr. Thompson. Take note, because that item came in incoming correspondence some weeks ago, and it has been resolved. and the applicant will be reapplying. The announcements for this week are as follows. Our next board meeting is the February 2026 community meeting, 6:30 p.m. in the 11th precinct. It will be held at Pleasant Grove Missionary Baptist Church, 13651 DeQuinder. The March community meeting will be Thursday, March 12th, 6:30 p.m. The location, 10th precinct, and that will be held at the Helen Moore Community Center, 11825 Dexter Avenue, Detroit. Those are the announcements and report for today, Madam Secretary.
Thank you. Is there any unfinished business?
No, I think it's just a closed session, right?
Yes. Any new business? Under new business, we do have a closed session pursuant to Section 8(1)A of the Open Meetings Act, MCL 15268A. The department's request for the board to consider administrative leave without pay, but with medical benefits for police officer Corey Davis, badge 474, assigned to the 2nd precinct.
So moved, Madam Chair.
Is there a motion? Motion has been moved by Commissioner Carter, seconded by Commissioner Woods to go into closed session. Any discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. 2-minute recess. We're going to call the meeting back to order. Could I have the secretary do the roll call?
Commissioner DeWalsh,
Present.
Commissioner Woods,
Present.
Commissioner Bowman,
Present.
Commissioner Camille,
Present.
Commissioner Carter. Here. Commissioner Ivy is excused. Commissioner Jones,
Present.
Commissioner Morris is excused. Commissioner Watts,
Here.
Commissioner Williams.
Present.
8 present, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. What is the pleasure of the board? Is there a motion? No motion. Okay, there's no motion. So is
Item.
the next item, is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Second.
Oh, wait, doesn't there need to be a motion on this? Doesn't there need to be a vote on this matter before
It
us?
fails.
It fails. There's no motion made. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a motion to adjourn the meeting by Commissioner Williams, seconded by Commissioner Watts. Any discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for attending today's meeting.
Thank you.